Alright, last night we took 2 trades on AU with NFP playing out at 12:30. As you can see, we took 2 L's, but yeah, this is how the first one played out, and then this is how the second one played out. We got stopped out just before it dumped. So yeah, let's go over my bias and we'll go over what I learned from these 2 setups. So starting out on the weekly, we're obviously going to be pretty bearish because we've taken out all-time highs right here. And then we also took out the previous weekly high with this massive weekly fair value gap that needed to get filled. So the weekly was very bearish. The daily was obviously pretty bearish because we broke structure to the downside right here. So yeah, we obviously wanted to go lower. The 4-hour, we had a bit of a mixed bias in my opinion, because we were holding this bullish 4-hour fair value gap, but we were also holding a bearish fair value gap. Now when it's mixed, I think the best thing to do is just to follow the high time frame trend. So we were obviously still going to be bearish. On the 1-hour, if we look to the left, we see we had a 1-hour fair value gap right here. So that's where I wanted to target today, or target for my second trade, which was a short. But initially I thought we're going to reverse off the 4-hour fair value gap. But we can see that the 1-hour time frame was a little bit choppy until we broke structure. I think it was right here. But yeah, obviously it was a bit choppy today. Obviously it wasn't the greatest setup for a long. I honestly thought that we're going to push up to this draw on liquidity because the amount of buy side we had. So I was like, yeah, cool, there's a lot of buy side liquidity, we're probably going to push up there for a long. But then I realized we had that 1-hour fair value gap. We're probably going to push lower in case we want to do a market maker buy model. So that's why I took a short on my second position. And yeah, on the 15-minute, we were somewhat bullish after we took out this draw on liquidity. And this draw on liquidity made me think, okay, cool, this is sell side liquidity right here. I think we're going to push up the buy side liquidity with the help of news, because we got a lot of liquidity and news should just push it up. But as we can see, it clearly went bearish. But yeah, my first original entry was based off this 5-minute fair value gap and all of this liquidity right here. So I thought, okay, cool, it's going to take out SOOP, it's going to reject off this fair value gap, and then it's going to go up to buy side. But some reasoning on why I maybe shouldn't have taken it was because we can see that we broke structure to the downside on the 5-minute right here, and then we were consistently respecting this 5-minute fair value gap. So price shouldn't have gone any higher. But yeah, so anyways, scale down into the 1 minute. This is like where I'm looking to enter. As soon as price comes into here, I'm like, cool, I want to take a long, because we took out this level of sell side liquidity right here. I think we want to push higher all the way up to the buy side level that we were talking about right here. So yeah, scale down into the 1 minute. I'm like, cool. After this entry, after this manipulation of the 5-minute fair value gap plus turtle soup, I'm looking for a long. So I see that we have this 1 minute fair value gap right here. I press long with my stop loss at the manipulation low right here. Bam, 1% down. I mean, not 1%, 0.5% down. I'm like, cool, that's okay. Let's look at the market again. Let's see what's happening. And then I saw that on the high time frame we were bearish. So I was like, okay, cool. I want to look for a short now because I made a mistake and I think that we're bearish. Now, I don't know why this broker is being weird, but there was a 1 minute fair value gap right here, which I did enter on. I can show you guys in my journal right here. So I entered on this 1 minute fair value gap inside of EQ of the swing range. So price came into 50%, tapped into the 1 minute fair value gap. I was like, cool, I'm confident price is going to go lower, and it follows my trading plan because number one, following high time frame bias. Number two, the run on liquidity is a bit questionable. So I don't think we had a great run on liquidity, but we still had an entry and we had a high time frame bias. So I was like, cool, I'm going to look to take a short, stop loss at this high, and then we're going to target the 1 hour fair value gap. And yeah, I guess something I could have done better was maybe go 1 pip above the manipulation high, or I should have realized, bro, we got equal highs here. That's most likely going to get hit. So I could have gone 1 pip above it. I could have gone at this high. But regardless, I'm happy that we were still able to predict the market. I don't want to know how much like I could have caught on that, because that's just not going to be good for my psychology. Like, I just got to be focused on the present and what future trades I can take, rather than keep looking back at one trade that could have done crazy numbers. But yeah, man. Overall, first trade it wasn't great because it didn't really follow my trading plan. Second trade, I like the fact that I took it. I like the fact that I took it, but potentially, no, not potentially. I definitely should have had my stop loss a little bit higher, so we had some space to run to catch this very nice trade. But next time, I'm going to try to avoid taking setups just like this, where it's a POI reversal, rather than following the high time frame trend, looking for a run on liquidity, looking for a shift in structure, and then continuing for the high time frame trend. But yeah, second setup wasn't bad, just needed to lose the stop loss. First setup, bit questionable, but yeah, that's how NFP played out, and yeah, we'll see what next week offers.